Hey guys, it's Kathy. Happy, what do we got? Tuesday, November 4th. Oh my gosh, so good to see you. Let's get the screen up so I can check and make sure you guys can hear me. This is what we did yesterday for the last day of Inktober. It was our makeup day. We did Ethylene White. I really loved this quote, and today we're doing like a whole new thing. I'm so excited. I'm so excited to do our second month of biographies with art. So that's what we're doing today. And I'm super, oops, sounds like you can hear me and I can hear me, and that's awesome. So let's do this. Don't mind this. We have my keyboard so I can change screens if I need. And then I still haven't reorganized my desk from Inktober. And today I really want to still stick with ink. I'm into it. And I want to stick with ink. I know. I've been grumping about this paper like all month. I've been talking about this pad of paper, working on it, and like talking about the pros and cons of it. And it sounds like I veer towards cons. But I realized yesterday, I think I'm full of it, because I think if I really didn't like this paper, I wouldn't be oohing and ahhing when I'm inking it, and I wouldn't be continuing to use it. So let's say at least I like it. It's not like the end all be all, but I appreciate what it is. And I know it's not absorbent because it needs to be that way. Like there's like little things about it, right? That I've been grumping about, and it's silly because the paper's kind of awesome when I look back. And I didn't get to make my Inktober video yesterday because I spent the afternoon putting together our theme and prompt list for this month. And I'm so excited because I feel like this is like a turning point for me in being consistent with the content that I'm creating, because I'm very much into this, and I think these biography and art videos are finding their audience, and so it's awesome. Like, we're building community, and that's really all I want. So let's do Albertine Randall today. Albertine Randall Wheelan. So before we go into her life, let's just talk a little bit about her. I want to show you some of her artwork so you have some context, because you want to have some context, right? I would want to have some context. Okay, she was Albertine Randall Wheelan, was born in 1863 and she died in 1954. She was an American illustrator, cartoonist, and costume designer. I have some examples of her work that I will show you. She's got a bunch of stuff on eBay. Okay. She was a comic artist. She also did children's book art, and she did, I believe she did periodicals. I think really periodicals were like such the thing then. I found this great website called Comic Strip History that has some information about her. It's got a little bio. And they have some little art from her. She had a comic strip called Dumb Bunny, I think. Dumb Bunnies. And their little home was called Rabbit Burrow. And it's these cute little bunny characters. And, ooh, there's a picture of her. I haven't read this entire article. I'm going to read from Wikipedia today, but totally great resource. This is that's in the description. I put a bunch of links in the description. So let's just, she also did let's just look through some eBays. She also did postcards and just artwork. I found some of these, which are interesting. She did a bunch of art that's like anthropomorphic animals with quotes on them. This bears witness to my love, as the seal doth attest. As the seal doth attest. So it's like a little pun. Punny, funny. Punny fun. So that's cute. And then, I mean, I think if you get into like and understand sort of the, like, try to get inside the humor and the style of the time, it's very sweet. And then she had some cool Christmas postcards. Really cool, right? Kind of Art Nouveau looking artwork. And let's go back. So, ooh, let me just, I have a couple here too. Let me do this one. Christmas postcard I found on eBay. This is a cover of a book that she did, that she illustrated rather. She didn't write the book. The Fox That Wanted 9 Golden Tails. And then probably best looked at that way. Make sure my light's up all the way. And then this one. I just love the color palette. The artwork reminds me of like Swedish puzzles when I was a kid that I saw, and I love how she signed her name. It was so of the time, if you see this. So you can really find a lot. I have a bunch of links in the description that you can go and learn more about her. So let's read about her. Let's do it. We are gonna find out what's up with Albertine Randall. So she was an American illustrator, cartoonist, and costume designer, born 1863, died 1954. Here's another one of her designs, of her illustrations. See? I just want to show you since we're here. I think there might be some on, a gallery down below on Wikipedia too. I'm not sure. Let's see. Sometimes they have like a gallery over here. Okay. Let's read about her. Albertine Randall was born May 27, 1863 in San Francisco, California. A 1921 article in the American Magazine of Art lists San Francisco's Chinatown as a particular influence on her artistic development. So can you imagine being a little child and getting all of the influence, all of the visuals from Chinatown in San Francisco back in the day, back in the mid to late 1800s, and that is an influence to her. And I find that those things that you are exposed to when you're young are really things that, you know, stick. They just like, they get the claws in, you know, they sort of get absorbed by you. You absorb them so much. So, and I can kind of see it, you know, I can kind of see it in some of the other art too, for sure. Actually, in 1887, she married businessman Fairfax Henry Wheelan, with whom she had 2 children, Edgar Stowe Wheelan and Fairfax Randall Wheelan. After her husband's death in 1915, she moved to New York City. So we're going real fast. This is just not a lot of detail. So she was born in 1863, and then she got married in 1887. Okay, so she got married at 24 years old, and she married Fairfax Henry Wheelan, and she had 2 kids. And then her husband died in 1915. So if she got married at 18, if she was 24, hold on a second, I gotta do the math. 97 to that, 1907. Okay, so that's about almost 30, like 27 years later. So he died around, she was around 50, I think, when he died. Yeah, she was around 50, 55 maybe. Career. Wheelan signed her work with her married name, Albertine Randall Wheelan. For 2 decades prior to her move to New York, she was the primary costume designer for David Belasco. Let's find out who he is. American theatrical producer, impresario, director, and playwright. He was the first writer to adapt the short story Madame Butterfly for the stage. He launched the theatrical career of many actors: Mary Pickford, James O'Neill, Lenore Ulrich, and Barbara Stanwyck. He pioneered many new innovative forms of stage lighting and special effects in order to create realism and naturalism. Okay, so she worked for this guy for 20 years doing his costumes. So that's kind of a big job, you know, and very demanding, I'm sure. So she went from San Fran to New York, huh? She went from the West Coast to the East Coast. That's pretty cool. I mean, you know, 2 great cities. So 2 great bustling metropolises, right? Let's see. Wheelan also, okay, wait a second. Backing up. Okay, we said for 2 decades prior to her move to New York, she was primary costume designer for David Belasco. I wonder, wait a minute. Prior to her move to New York, but wasn't he New York based? He was San Francisco based. Okay, so she did her costume design work in San Fran. She designed costumes for Belasco's opera A Grand Army Man in 1904 and for his 1907 production The Rose of the Rancho, as well as for the 1914 operetta Sorry by C.S. Cushing, E.P. Heath, and Emmerich Kallman. Cheers. Wheelan also illustrated children's books and magazines, including a number of pieces in St. Nicholas magazine. I'm going to click through so I can show you. There's St. Nicholas magazine, The Rime of the Two Little Browns, it says here. Okay, that's just like a page from the magazine. And then it's talking about publishing work. It published work by the country's leading writers, including Louisa May Alcott, Frances Hodgson Burnett, Mark Twain, Laura E. Richards, and Joel Chandler Harris. Let's see if it says anything about artwork. Because these periodicals always had artwork in them, too. And I'm learning a lot about that. Editor. Okay. Well, I'm glad that I'm doing commercial illustrators because they just don't get the love, right? Like, nobody's saying, nobody has an illustrator section. Come on. We need an illustrator section here. Especially where it was, you know, very prominent in these magazines, in these periodicals. Okay. Okay, so Wheelan illustrated children's books, including a number of pieces in St. Nicholas magazine and Kindergarten Review, as well as the Quarterly Illustrator. Her illustrations for the children's book, A Chinese Child's Day, garnered praise in the New York Times in a 1910 piece on children's literature. She is noted in an article in the publications of the American Jewish Historical Society as the designer of a bookplate for books, quote-unquote, given by the ladies of the Temple Emmanuel, San Francisco, in 1904. So she did little things, too, you know? She did, like, all kinds of things. Booky things. She did her comic strip. She did periodicals. She was a costume designer. She did a lot. And she lived on the coasts. In 1920, Wheelan produced a newspaper comic called In Rabbit Borough, originally published in the George Matthew Adams Service Bulletin, presumably another periodical. I'm going to click in so we can see. American newspaper columnist and founder of the George Matthew Adams Newspaper Service, which syndicated comic strips and columns to newspapers for 5 decades. Okay, so he was a syndicator. So a syndicator is like a a business that it's like a agent sort of, and they would get comics and then they would send them out to the different print publications that would be using them. So they would sort of be the place that organizes and sends syndicates to these different publishers. We don't have publishers now like we used to, you know? Like it used to be that print was like a huge piece of communication and media, and it is not like that anymore. So that is what he did. And she had her comic syndicated and with that company. A 1922 book on humorists listed her among the principal newspaper comic artists of this country. Wow. Listing in Rabbit Burrow as her primary work of note. Interesting. Okay, so this is fascinating, right? She's done so many things. So many creative things in her career. But there's like one that most people know her for, and that is kind of the way things go, right? So Rabbit Burrow was her primary work of note. I like how that's worded. In Rabbit Burrow was later retitled The Dumb Bunnies, and Wheelan patented it as The Dumb Bunnies in 1927. Wheelan died in Litchfield, Connecticut on January 9th, 1954. Okay, so if she died in 1954, she had a long life. So she was born in 1863, she died in 1954, so she was like 89 when she died. That's a good long life. Good for her. All right, exhibitions. Wheelan's work was included in the Women's Building at the 1893 Chicago World's Fair. Oh my gosh. Wouldn't it be cool to do World's Fair for to Biography World's Fairs? That would be cool. Like back in the day. In an account of Women's Illustrators' work shown at the fair, Alice C. Morris wrote that Wheelan shows great originality, a remarkable sense of the humorous, and a daring handling of the pen. We enjoy hugely her Chinamen, cats, and other amusing creations. They are real beyond a shadow of a doubt, and one is positive that they have done and will do again all the ludicrous things that Mrs. Wheelan represents them as doing. Okay. Okay. I don't know that I would call Chinamen amusing creations, but, you know, there was a lot of racism back in the day. Or, what should I say, stereotype, and, what's the other word? You know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean. When they, you know, characterize different cultures. I can't think of the word right now. I'll remember it in like 10 minutes from now. In March 1911, some of Wheelan's book plates were shown in an exhibition at the Society of Arts and Crafts of Detroit, lent by a member of the California Book Plate Society. In March 1935, the Carlisle Gallery exhibited some of Wheelan's drawings in Spanish, Parisian, and Mallorcan subjects. In October 1937, Wheelan's travel sketches were exhibited at the Hudson Park branch of the New York Public Library. All right, so that's good. They didn't have a lot of information, really. I mean, what we're used to doing, because we're used to like doing total exposition here. And we don't have that today so much. But we do have the Stripper's Guide. We have this, and I can just scan it real quick just to see. I think this article on comicstriphistory.com is going to give a lot more information and like sort of kind of maybe some of the nitty gritty details that you might be interested in, such as what she has illustrated, the specific works that she has illustrated, and stuff like that. And we can click through and see, because we can see covers this way. So here's a Chinese Child's Day that we were just talking about, referring to in the Wikipedia. So there's this. I'm going to just take some screenshots because maybe what I can do is put together, you know, a little bucket of, you know, pictures of hers for you guys to look at. What's that? Did I just click on that one? No. Okay, so these are sort of, I think the Dutch Ditties is also a cover I saw earlier. No? Where are we, guys? Come on. Come on. Okay. Oh, there we go. Okay. So you can flip through this and just see some of the art that she did. This is all sort of duotone or monotone, duotone. This is duotone. Well, it might be monotone, but on the cream colored paper, like a blue. So she did these illustrations for a music book. So she really did a lot of different things. Ooh, that was cute. I love her lettering. Check it out. Dedicated to Mary Evelyn Chamberlain. I love how she did her lettering. Feels very Art Nouveau. I don't know what this style is called though, but it would be fun to find out. Okay, so here's more of her work. So I'm seeing a style like the other, like her postcards, similar with the ink work, and very much of the time, the artwork. And this was another music book, so. There's some geese, just geese. And there's some turkeys. So, oh, that's kind of cute and kind of weird. kind of strange. So for drawing today, you know, I am sort of, I'm a little bit not sure what to do. A fairy story. I was researching and I was kind of coming up a little blank. Not because I don't find her inspiring, that's not the case, but because I think I hadn't quite set up my sort of template for how this month is going to work. Because last month we did writers. This month we're doing artists. And let's look at this, some prints. On Etsy, I guess. Okay, great. Oh, don't make me sign in, Etsy. Hold on a second. Okay, found a Pinterest board. Hold on. I'm going to sign into my Pinterest board. I think we might be using Pinterest a lot this month because I think there's a lot of Pinterest going on here. Hold on. Let's just zoom in. Okay. So let's just, I don't want to mess with that. Let's look at some of these. I am waiting for news of you and wishing you a Merry Christmas. I love the palette. I love her line work. I love how she signs her name. And I love the decorative ornamental letter and a little ship. I saw another one of her cards had ships in it. And then here's her comics. Her comics are really cute. Look at how cute the little kid is. I love it. All right, let's do a cute Christmas card based on, inspired by hers, shall we? Because I'm kind of feeling that. I really love her work. Here's a bowl of holly for you and a sprig of mistletoe to make you gay on Christmas. Day and light, dear memories glow. I wonder if she wrote that. Okay, I need to find out. That's one of her cards. This bears my love to you. Cute. Cute little guy. I mean, these are so cool. I think I really love her cards. Give thanks to God always upon thy blessed day. Let all men sing and say, holy, holy. Okay. Okay, let's go back. No, let's go to Albertine Wheelan. No, Randall. Albertine Randall. That was her married name. I feel like I feel unsatisfied with the information that I've received about her. But if we look at all these cards, so these are like her style of cards that she did. So she did so much stuff. And really cool. I think I really love this one. Let's redraw this because that would be really fun to do. And I just think it's really beautiful. It's really beautiful. And it's very inspiring to me to draw. So why don't we do that? I'm gonna, since I'm sort of grasping at straws today with this, so I'm gonna put that right there so we can all see it, sort of, I hope. Let's do that. I'm watching watching my screen to see. I'll try and get it into view for you. Or, wait a minute. You know what I can do? I'm gonna put this on the screen. Give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Oops. Okay. Okay, we're good? All right. This is going to be fun to draw. I'm excited. Hey, Megan. Charging my iPad the last little bit to draw along. Awesome. Oh, that's so exciting. Thanks for coming. I think you're the only one here. But that's okay. That's okay, because we just show up anyway, right? We're here, and we're doing it. And that's what's important. I'm going to turn the light up a little bit, and I think I'll put my overhead on too, because... hey, this is really good that I did that little picture, because I think for the rest of the month, I'm going to keep that screen so I have a little picture available. I'm so inspired by these like 1800s artists, you know, and 19th century and early 1900s. Just like very, 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 very inspiring in so many ways. In so many ways. And a lot of this kind of artwork, it reminds me of a little bit like the stuff that my mom used to love when I was a kid. My mom had, you know, posters and things, and she really loved, she really liked Art Nouveau, which is a style of art from the early 1900s. And I think my sizing is off, but I'm not really going to worry about it. I'm just going to keep going. So there was always this type of artwork. This style was like around, you know? And plus it was the 70s, and, you know, when I was a kid, a real little kid. And this style was very trendy for, like, it was very, the home decor market and lifestyle stuff was very influenced by this style of designs back in those days. Kind of like how, you know, when you look at, you know, what era is kind of popping off in trends at any given time, it's usually like 50 years before, that type of thing. That's kind of what it was like. It's kind of when I realized, oh, okay. I mean, as an adult, I realized it, but, you know, when things start popping off when you're older and you're like, oh, okay. So the 90s are hot, or the 80s are hot again, or whatever. You know, it's kind of like, oh, that's because it's always like 50 years-ish, you know? When it's always like 50 years before when things are starting to get people get inspired by, you know, like that starts hitting the trendiness again. Everything new, everything old becomes new again, right? Or like becomes remixed, I should say. So she has this big holly. I like the movement in this picture a lot. There's a lot going on here. I am going to adjust her little... I'm going to adjust the little head because her little head is really little and I made it kind of big. So we're going to fix that. I'm going to zoom you in a little bit though, because, you know, can't see pencil very good. I'm going to go into ink on this too. but perhaps. I don't think I'm going to stick with pencil. It's not my plan, but I am enjoying the pencil right now. It's kind of funny how I had to really switch gears with Inktober and the writers. And for me, it was like so, I mean, it wasn't, I mean, I've said it before, it wasn't easy finding quotes by any stretch of the imagination, but at least I knew that I was doing where the lettering was going to come from. And I really like to add, I'm inspired by adding, you know, lettering, words, quotes, sayings, things like that. So I like that to be a part of the art that I'm doing. And I guess it didn't click in with me how to approach doing the illustrators. I knew I wanted to do them, and I didn't even really think about you know, doing a piece inspired by one of their pieces. Yet here we are, you know. So I think this has words in it, which makes me very happy, because that way I can do some lettering too, which I love. And I love to practice on somebody else's style. Like this style is very, what would we call this style? I'm not even sure. Art Nouveau? I got a lot to Google later. I'll just say that. I have a lot of Googling to do later. These little birds are so cute. Look at how cute these little birds are, so sweet. Lots of fabric flowing here. And then she has a big scarf here that's got like ivy on it, like an ivy pattern. And then this ribbon is here, flowing in the breeze. And we have a little shadow here, a little shadow here. I'm even going to write her name here, because I really like to, first of all, it's an homage to her, but also I want to practice her lettering style. This voluminous coat she's wearing, or like a cape. It's really cool. Oh, and then she has another ribbon coming out over here. So she has a ribbon coming out this way, like that, and then it comes up here, and then she has her other ribbon coming up over here like this, which is cool, like that. And then she has a ribbon on her hat. So let's do that too. Ribbon on the hat. We have one here, and this one's in front of her face like that. I'll make the little picture bigger for tomorrow if we do the same thing, because the picture looks really, really small on my screen, on my phone screen. But hopefully it's not so bad for you. Let's see. Okay, yeah, it could be bigger. It could be bigger. You know, it'd be really fun to color this in, actually, but I'm not going to do that right now. I'm going to just focus on I just really love the palette. It's just so, I mean, it really puts you in the time, doesn't it? When you look at the palette, it just really puts you in the early 1900s, late 1800s. It really does. And if you look at this series, you can find this series of cards on eBay. Not series together. You find like one card at a time. They're used, obviously, right? Because they're ancient. They've been sent. They cost, the going price is about $14 a piece. And there's a few of them on there. So we looked at them earlier in this stream. And, but if you just go to eBay, perhaps when I'm done with this stream today, perhaps I will do that. Like put that in the chat, right? That's probably what I'm not in the chat. You know what I'm trying to say. Put it in the description. Okay, I'm gonna count my lines now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we have 13 lines. Did I leave enough room? Okay. So I'm just measuring, because so the holly, the wreath, right, is about horizontally lined up with this little birdie here. And then we have our big H here. And then we have line, holly, line, starts with holly. U and here. Sprig of mistletoe. I like how the, I do like how the lettering is super bleeding into each line. It's like staggered. See, this is the kind of thing that I love, because if you look at the lettering, if you look at the little saying on the right, and if you look at how imperfect it is, and how wonky it is, and how it's not straight, and how sprig of mistletoe, sprig is kind of slanting into mistletoe, and then there's this awkward large space in between G and O, sprig of, and then, I mean, if you just sort of take it all in, if you're taking in the way that the letters are done, it's so charming, and you don't get that nowadays. That is not the style, because everything is, you know, not hand done. And I love the charm and the humanity of the hand done, because you don't see it very much, you know? You see it from artists, and that's it. I mean, you see it, what am I saying? You see it, you used to see it everywhere. You would see it in ads. You would see it, you know, in every, when they would have designers and artists work for them, you know, make me an ad, design my cover, blah, blah, blah. You would see it everywhere. You don't see that anymore. You only see it now if somebody's doing it intentionally. And it's just, a beautiful thing. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, we're going to get tight here. I'm going to have to move everything up. So we're going to go 1, 2. I'm just going to have to be careful with my text. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. These are just guidelines for me. I don't quite know if we're going to make it. I might make the larger square bigger, and then, you know, because I'm going to ink this today. So let's do Merry Christmas here, shall we? And then there's this big gaping underneath Christmas, because they made Christmas the entire length, the widest width they wrote Christmas in here. So I'm not going to worry about perfection either, you guys. I'm just gonna do it. This is an homage. This is an homage. I'm just homaging. I'm just homaging. Let's homage this fabulous artist who I'm happy to bio her today. And I have to tell you, I'm sure that you know already, but I did have to dig for the women. And I also have some black artists on here, and I also have a very, very, very influential Japanese artist on the list too, and I'm super excited to have the diversity that I have been able to get. That's what I was able to get in one afternoon after tons of Googling. So I did the best I could for the time I had. And also, I will also say, which I do not have this written in the notes section of my, the post section of my YouTube, but if I discover throughout, and it's very possible that I will, that one of my selections is problematic person, had problematic beliefs or whatnot, I will switch them out with somebody else, because I don't deny that people exist who have beliefs that I don't, and I mean like humanitarian beliefs. I'm talking like civil rights, human rights, women's rights beliefs, okay? I mean, religion is something different. That's just what people believe, and that's fine. You know, live and let live. That's fine. I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. So, I reserve the right to switch people out. I don't deny people's existence, but I don't have to give them a platform. You know what I'm saying? So, and I won't give hate a platform. So, if I do discover, because last month I discovered a very well-regarded, like heralded woman. This was the case with her, and I was shocked. You know what I'm saying? I was shocked. But, and I did her. She was day one. And then, yeah, that was when I made, when I had that experience. And then I was like, well, I'm just going to remove and take, take this stance, because like this is how I'm going to handle this. Because when you're doing things like this and you're starting something new, which last month was all new. I had never done this before. It was just a new thing I was doing. And God, I love these sliders. Look at how cool they are. They're all slopey. And you run into things that maybe you didn't expect, maybe you did. I mean, quite honestly, like I didn't even really think about it until, which naive of me, right? But I didn't so much think about until I discovered. And then I'm like, okay, we are gonna deal with this. You got to deal with things head on, because you just I like how like it's like a half line and then we start a new line. See, so there's like a half line. See, this goes over, this box goes lower than this line of text, and then the new line starts, bowl, and then the new line starts, and then Holly, the next line starts here, which is so cool. So it's like staggered. It's very hand done looking. It's and it, I mean, obviously because it is hand done, but it's very embracing that, embracing that wonkiness, which I love. And I love some of these letters. You know who I just thought of? Mary Engelbreit. Are you familiar with Mary Engelbreit's artwork? I love Mary Engelbreit. Hugely influential artist of my youth and to today, I think, because her stuff is very popular still. And it's like had a resurgence, I believe. And I think the H needs to start over here a little bit. Okay, this is getting a little bit, I think this is a little tricky, right? I'm actually going to pick up a little bit of my pencil now, because when I start inking, I'm going to run into some issues if I have too much pencil on here and then I go into erase. Later. I can't erase this today. Once I do ink on this, I'm not going to be able to erase it today, because this paper is just not conducive to erasing same day, really. I've tried it. It's actually not super conducive to erasing, but it works. You can erase it, but it's going to be a little bit lighter, if you know what I mean. It sort of fades the ink. So you got to be careful. You got to be a little careful with erasing ink on this paper. But now that I have my composition mostly down, I'm just going to erase some of the darker lines, and then I'm going to zoom you out a little bit. There we go. I apologize in advance if my phone drops and I have to pick it up. Okay, all right, now we're gonna go in on here. I think standing actually really helps me in some ways. I get a better overview of like what's happening here. Okay, here. Sometimes when I'm sitting, I feel like I'm everything's a little slanted, Holly for you and a sprig. And then Holly starts over here, like halfway down from this. So a lot of this is just like eyeball measuring. I mean, measuring with your eyeballs is what I'm trying to say, because you want to make sure that your words, because this is a puzzle, right? it's kind of a little puzzle here with the letters. It's a little bit of a puzzle, I have to say, the way they fit together, which I, again, think is totally charming and I love it, but it's also a little bit of a puzzle for and the R has a big slope on it, and then the Y here. One thing that's cool too is I feel like I can almost see the pencil lines in the original. And I don't think I can, but it feels like it, you know? And then the A is like a flourishy A here. Sprig of mistletoe. I'm going to do the M now too because the M is, oh my gosh, I hope I have enough room. This is going to get tight. I'm going to be in trouble. O, F, and then the F has a really long cross. Okay, and missile. All right, this lettering is not going to be a perfection, guys, okay? Not going to be perfection, even close, but that's okay. We're just going for it. Do you know that I still have my air conditioner in? It's November. What's up with that? I just haven't taken it out because my table's in front of it. And it's going to be a pain. I think I might do it today though, later. I think I might do it today. Mistletoe, comma. Got a comma there. To make you gay. Okay, we have another T. Or not another T, but we have a big T. T. What's going on outside? 2 M A. Ooh, I'm getting good at this. Getting good at this lettering. This turn of the century lettering here. To make, sounds like somebody's deflating a air mattress or something. Oh, wrong way. I'm gonna turn off my mic for a minute because it's really loud. So I'm still here. If you chat anything, I will respond. But for now, I'm just gonna turn this off to keep it less noisy. All right, I think perhaps the sound is under control. It's still a little noisy, but that's okay. Okay. We're good-ish. I just want to... Here's our little foot. So I made a little bit longer. I made the outside a little bit longer to accommodate. Oh, I forgot the birds over here. Let's do a little bird. I'm just gonna not do all the birds, or maybe move them around because compositionally I didn't fit them all in. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Megan. I appreciate that. You're watching. You saw my fix. Oh my gosh. It's a little tricky, right? That lettering. It's hard when you're sitting down too, because I didn't have it slanted. And this really helps me if I have it slanted, but it's just better for everybody if you can see it like this. So now I'm going to do her little under. She has this stripey looking. I just want to pencil in some stripes just because she's very fashionable. I mean, we can tell this woman was a costume designer. She's got the look down, right? She's got the outfit. Let's actually move because we have the space to do it. So let's do more room for her under, and her little foot is very close to the, her little foot is very close to the bottom line. So we're just going to draw her little foot here with her little red sock. Man, you can tell this woman knows her clothes, right? She knows how to outfit. She really does. And she knows fabric. This is just so... Megan says, I want a cape for winter like this. How charming. Me too. And look, it looks like... Doesn't it look like warm? It looks warm too. I'm just going to try and give myself some stronger lines up here so I don't... Because honestly, sometimes when I erase too much, I get a little... I lose my way a little bit if I erase too much. So I'm just going to deal with it. Do her fingers. You know, she was great at drawing hands. These little hands are so sweet. I love her hands. Her little charming hands are so sweet. And all the little ruffles everywhere are just so cute. Okay, let's go in. Let's go in. Again, I'm going to do a little bit of... I'm just going to do a tiny bit of pickup because I just don't want to have to deal with... a lot of hard erasing later. It's a fine line. It's a fine line. I don't want to erase too much, but I want to erase, I want to just pick up just enough that it's not going to inhibit. I mean, I'm not going to, you know what I mean. Do you know what I mean? Trying to pick up enough that, enough ink. Pick up enough ink, enough pencil rather. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to hit that mic. I'm just looking for my ink bottle. I want to get a little ink going here because I am going to be doing a little dip because my pen, I don't want to run out of ink on my pen. So we're going to do the super fun dip into the ink situation here, like that. And then let's close that up tight. I'm going to put this, I'm going to put this over here so I don't stick my hand in it constantly. How's that? All right, let's go in. Oh, I forgot one thing. I forgot to write her name. I'm going to write her name down here. Albertine Randall Wheelan. Let's see. Can I do it? Can I do it? Geez, I need my mechanical pencil for this. What's going on here? It's tiny. Oops. I'm also swaying. I'm doing the sway thing, which is, I don't know if it's a lefty thing or a me thing. It's not necessarily a sitting down and looking down at my drawing thing, because I've done this forever, where like you draw like this. I've spent my whole life working to not do that, to correct it. Okay, all right, that's good. Let's get going on this. Let us get go. Where to begin? Oh my gosh. I'm going to save the border for last. Your dad's a lefty. Megan's dad's a lefty. Yay. I'm just starting here. Lefties. It's so fun. So fun to be a lefty. All right. I'm doing a little bit of a pivot here, I think. Doing her face first. Why am I doing her face first? I just felt like it, I guess. Kind of risky, right? Why would I do such a thing? Why? Oh, sorry. I don't know why. I just did. All right, bow. Doing the bow. Doing the bow. She's got this big old floppy bow. Big old floppy bow. Flopping everywhere. And around her head. Let's draw her eyebrow. And the other eyebrow. And now she has this hat that is like, what do you call that? It's like a bonnet type of thing. She's got this bonnety hat. And then she has this little ruffly thing underneath. It's super feminine and cute. And then her bonnety hat goes like that. It's like curves up. And has a little shadow. And then her ribbon is just like trailing her like this. Oh, that is cool. Okay. Let's do a little bit of around her face. I guess I'm going in on the delicate parts first, huh? Let's see. Finger. I just really love the hands. The hands are great. They're so dainty. I love the little dainty hands. They're so cute. And then she's got a little bit of her arm showing, and then she's got her ruffly part. And now we have the coat, which is very flouncy. She's so great with the fabric. Oh my gosh, look at the fabric. She's just got it. She's got it. If you just came, I'm talking about Albertine Randall Wheelan, who we are homaging today. We are doing an homage to this woman who was an illustrator in the early 1900s. And she had this cool hood on her jacket. She just really had a way with fabric. She was not fabric, she was a costume designer for a long time, for 20 years, for a well-known and well-regarded I mean, she just knows the figure. And she knows how the figure looks under clothes, like under fabrics, you know? Like how to... It's very clear that she has an excellent understanding of like figure drawing and of just like the figure spatially, how the figure fills out a clothing article. And we're just going to do like this for her stripies. And then some shadows. It turns out the dirt I'm getting from this is actually so perfect for all these swoops and swipes and all these cloth. All the cloth. Okay. I just want to make sure we have enough light here. I don't want you to be in the dark. Just trying to zoom in on her hands here. Oh, trying to zoom in on her hands. That's her arm, and then her ribbon comes out. So we did have a little issue right here, but that's okay. I'm just making it work here. So I think that works as the ribbon, just like that. This line, this like dirty pen line works great as the ribbon. And then, didn't see it before, but the ribbon will have a little tie here under her chin. And then she's holding this big plant, holly plant. So we're not going to get too in the weeds on the holly plant. Just gonna sort of like allude, you know, very loosely. Just gonna loosely suggest our little leaves and Here's her voluminous cape. And this woman loves fabric. She certainly loves fabric. Okay. We have this. These cute little birds. These birds are so sweet. I think this one's my favorite. Do the birds over here now. Since we're on the birds, might as well finish them up over here. And then I like how she does little lines like this to show the snow fall. It's kind of cool. What's this? This is her hood. So let's show a little shadow with her hood like that. And then there's her butt, and then here's her. Okay, now we have this to contend with here. This is the interior, and then we have some design. We have some fabric design here. And here we have another. There we go. So she's got this like ivy looking pattern in here. And maybe actually, I think I'm gonna use a little water just because I think that might help to maybe, or maybe not. Just trying to, I just wanted to show a different, like, I didn't mean to make it like look like a shadow. That's not my intention there, but I would make it more look shadowy up here because we do have her face. We want her face to kind of pop a little bit, you know? Pop that face a little bit. And then you can do that. A little under there. We can even do some here. Okay. And then here we can do a little bit of shadows there. Little shadows here. Little shadow. Here we go. Under the ribbon to show the air. She's her little ribbon's getting some air. And then Okay, now let's do this part now while we have so much left to do over there. I'm just going to do a little shadows where we're seeing some of this snow. Oh, I forgot one of the birds. Just some little, and then there's here, there's a little bit of shadows here, like around the picture frame. So let's do that, just to kind of give it the space that we want. And then that, look at all you can do with just ink. This is just ink and paper and water. That's it. And I'm getting a lot of values here, a lot of different effects. It's pretty cool. I am very tempted to just go in, like, get a little wild in here with this holly. I think I might take my sprayer to it. Just might take a little spray to that holly. I think I will. And that's good. Oh, maybe not so good. Okay, there we go. Just looking at her face, and I'm seeing a lot of dark because there's a lot of shadows and things going on behind her face that are not, it's not specific. It's like non-specific action. Things going on in there. So I'm just going to do my best here. And let's get into the other side. I'm just going to do this to, even though, do we really have this in the picture? I don't think so, but that's okay. I wanted to give her a little bit of, there we go. Okay. Let's do this little birdie. Get that little birdie done. And where's the ribbon? Here's the ribbon. The ribbon just sort of faded into nothing here. Oh, I missed this part. There's like this whole fabric story going on down here with all the folds and the... Okay. That works. All right, let's go in. Oh, what am I going to do the lettering with? I don't even know. I don't know what... I want to do it with brush pen, but I think I just don't know if that's going to be... Do I want to switch gears? No, I do not. I do not want to switch gears into a different... I'm going to start from the bottom up because we're here, and that's what we're doing. I kind of like this little tip situation I have on my brush pen right now. There's like a little tiny flake. I think it's a flake of a brush or something, and it's just giving me a perfect little, it's giving me something good that I like. So I think I'm just going to stick with this for now and just try and whip through it because we're getting late here. And I want to finish this guy. Do you still hear stuff going on outside? This is loud today. What is happening? I do live in like the city, I have to tell you, so things do tend to get loud around here sometimes. Light. Dear. I'm just saying it out loud because it's sort of helping me get through it a little bit. A. R. Okay. D. N. A. Comma. I highly recommend this. I highly recommend this. This is really fun. And it's a really good exercise. Redo art from the 1900s. Redo some decorative card art from the 1900s, and it's so fun. I'm just strengthening this up. It looks like got a little bit. Got a little bit light, a little weak on the ink there. See how I'm not getting too tied up with things? I'm just plowing through this right now. I'm just going. I'm going. I'm going. I'm going. Christmas. Just going for it. H, I'm looking very carefully, like kind of intently, at the artwork as I'm doing this. Just because, you know, I want to emulate it. I want to emulate it. I'm really trying to emulate it. And as much as I can. You know, given everything here. O. Y. Okay. U. Wait. A. So I'm going to tell you. Part of the reason, I mean, how many reasons do you need? Oh, you don't need that many reasons to sketch out your lettering first, like especially when you're doing something like this. But if I didn't have this sketched out, by now I would have put the wrong word in the wrong place. Absolutely. It would happen. That's what would happen. Okay. You. I'm going to just I'm going to move you a little bit here. Move that stuff over there. Move my ink over here and just bump this a little bit. How about like, how are we doing like that? How's that? Good? Okay. You. I'm just starting to realize that there's some little serifs on these letters. And I can put the little serifs on the letters. I do think I sense a very, 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 very slight pencil markings in the lines in the postcard here. Kind of like, you know, the ones that they couldn't erase, you know what I mean? Make M. And then O. And then T. So this cool serifs, right? They look very wild. They look like an airplane. I'm going to call them airplane serifs because that's what they look like. And then the serifs down here go like that. Let's strengthen up that O. Okay, cool. We're getting somewhere here. To make you gay on Christmas Day and light dear memories glow. Okay, nice. Mistletoe, comma. We need a comma here. Put our E and O. This is just helping me to say the letter I'm doing, so don't mind me. Don't mind me. I'm just going to recite my letters as I do them. Little sip of my coffee here. Little sip of coffee. All right, 11:51. Let's go. Oh, wait. How interesting. Okay. This E, I'm doing it like she did it. This E is slanted, and I like that because she's like, oops, I made a mistake, but it's okay. I'm just going with it. That's what she did, and I'm going with it. I'm going with her mistake because I like it. And then she's doing her S's like this. Swoopy sleigh S. And then I. And then M. Let's do another one of these M's. Like an airplane hangar M. Sprig. Okay, this S is very pronounced. P. R. I think I need a dip. Need a little dip. Oh. So I'm thinking this is really working out for me, having the picture on the screen so you guys can look at it and you can follow along if you like. So I think tomorrow and for the rest of the month, I think I'm going to do the similar because I like that setup a lot. I think it's less stressful. We know what we're going to do. I'll post it in the, I'll post the image in the, or a link to it in the post page for the next day. So you can sort of see if it's something that you are interested in doing with me together as a team. Teamwork. And yeah, I think that'll be really good because this is really making me happy that I took the 5 minutes to go and put this on the screen. And I also think it's like, can I just talk out my brain with you here? It also just kind of it makes it like less, like it makes it much easier for you to follow along if you want to. If you choose to, with whatever media you would like. You could jump in and do whatever you want if you want, and if you don't have to. But at least you can see, and it's, you can get something out of seeing the original and then seeing me do what I'm doing here. So, I think that is a good idea. And just to say, most of the artists that I have chosen, if not all of them, I think there might be two that are not yet in the public domain. I'm not sure, but I'm using everything in a fair use fashion. The information that I'm reading is from Wikipedia. And then the other stuff that I'm resourcing, I am putting the resources that I mention in the description, so you can go and read more if you like and discover for yourself. And the art is this art is public domain, but I am doing art that is almost all these artists, if not all of them, are in public domain now. So not that, it's personal use. I'm not going out and selling this, but just to be extra, I like to, I'm glad I'm so into the 1800s and the 1700s, because, I wouldn't be doing this with artists and writers who are not in the public domain, because I don't, own it, and I don't have the rights to use it. There are in any commercial way, but I like to just really try and be pretty strict about that, because for obvious reasons, who wants to get into anything like that? I don't, and I don't want to use anything that's not mine. Or not mine. Obviously, it's not mine. I don't want to use anything that's not public domain. That's not free to use, I should say. Not mine. It's not mine. Anyway, that's the deal. And also because I respect artists' rights. Because I don't want anybody using my stuff either, Unless if the copyright run out, then that's another thing. I do wonder, though, about estates of the people, and when the copyright runs out after the person's death plus 70 or 76 years, I forget which. How does that work for the estate, Okay, let's go in here. So I'm doing this wreath, and I'm not doing leaf for leaf. I'm emulating what's going on up here. I'm just, following it like it looks to me. I mean, I'm kind of following it, but you know, I'm not going to be doing every leaf in the right place, you know? I'm just sort of getting it where it needs to be. And some of these little berries I'm making outlines, and some of them I'm just filling in. And we still have to do the artwork for the Merry Christmas, the lettering. So this has been a very active day. This has been like a lot of activity, and it's already noon. So cool. We've been here for 2 hours now. And we're almost done. We're almost done. I'm just going to grab a little more ink here. Do the M. Do the Y. I think it might be raining outside. Zoom you up. Okay, this S is something, huh? Check this S out. We have a serif here, and then we have this swoop, and then we have this swoop that goes all the way to the M. And then the M looks like one of those like old Englishy M, or like a religious book M, kinda. I mean, it's kind of cool to think about all the influences here that were, you know, for this decorative style. Oh, and then the S has like this weird little tail on the top. And then this is like the thickest part of the M right here. Let's do the A. So we have this little ball at the top here. Little ball. And then a little flick down here. And then we have this curve. But then the curve gets thicker right here. And then the thickest part, oops, the thickest part is like down here. Okay, let's do our S. Cute little curl here. And then we're going to do our I. We have a serif at the bottom, up, and then this little pull here. And then the dot, which I always say you can't do a dot. You can't do a dot with a brush pen. So you can, but it's not going to be like a perfect circle. You have to carve the circle. That's all. You can make a dot. I was not accurate when I said that before. What I meant was you cannot make like a circle, a full-on, you know what I'm saying, like a circle. That's what I'm saying, circle. A little round dot is not going to happen. And so she did an interesting thing with her little ribbon. She just sort of wrapped it up around the top. I wonder if that was like the style. Was that the style of the day? Was that like what they did? Was that how they put them on their houses? Did they wrap them up like that? It's cute. I like it, actually. It's very much, I like it. It's kind of utilitarian, which I like. You know, not so much like flouncy. It's just sort of a, like, here's your ribbon. Here's your ribbon. You asked for one. Here's your ribbon. I'll give you a ribbon. I know that I'm not supposed to have this weird little flake on the end of my brush pen, but I'm very much enjoying it today. And that's one of the fun little treats that you can expect when you have a brush pen. Your brush is kind of like a living thing. It's going to change. It's going to bend. It's going to, you know, things are going to happen to your brush part depending on how you use it. And it's going to, you know, do things. And today, mine has this little like hangnail on it or something that is giving me moments of happiness here. It's just giving me like a tiny little detail bit that I like. It's giving me a bit, and I like it. It's fun. All right, I think we're good to go. We're gonna do the border now on this, and I'm gonna stand for this part, and I'm going to make sure I have just the right amount, hopefully, of ink on my brush. And I'm just gonna try and make, oops, I dropped my cap. I want to make it so I can actually have like an organic movement with my paper here. So I'm going to do that. I'm just filling in a couple gaps here. We got this, we got that. Did we do her name now? No, not yet. Let's do it. I'm going to just stand and do it. And I'm going to correct, I'm going to zoom you in. And I'm going to correct my my slant as much as I can. I don't know how much I can, but you know, just going to do what I can. I'm not sweating it too much with all the serifs and whatnot. I'm just getting her name down here. Randall. Oops. I do have this little tail thing on my brush that is helping and also making a mess at the same time. Wheelan. Let's do the N. A. L. E. E. H. W. Okay, great. Let's go in. Going in, going in, going in, going in. Okay. I'm gonna raise you again. There we go. There we go. Okay. Just trying to make it a good experience for you. I know that I might be moving around my page. Actually, I will be moving around my page, so I'm going to move around my page. I'm going to move my page like that. And now we're going to do this side. We're going to try and do this side. Oh, okay. All right. A little off. That's all right. That's okay. And then this comes up a little bit, so let's do, I'll zoom you out a little bit. Okay. All right. Oh, yeah. Let's do like this. Oops, I don't like this. I don't like the coil. The coil is bothering me. I'm going to switch it this way. The coil's giving me bumps and I don't like it. The best way to do it is to like just pull your arm if you can. But I'm having trouble with that right now. Okay. Let's do like... See, let's make it look natural. Oh, I meant to do that. How's that? I have a great idea, I think. I think it's a great idea now. Let's see if it's a great idea. And then we can see if I succeeded over here. Okay. I'll go like this. Okay, great. That worked. All right. Let's get the bottom done. Okay. Let's get this part done. Oops. I think I just turned the volume up on this accidentally. Okay. There we go. We're good. We're almost there. All right, let's look at this now. How are we doing? How are we doing on this? Let's do a little bit of extra on the bottom too, just to sort of make it match. Matchy, matchy. Matchy, matchy. There we go. All right, we like this. I can speak for myself. I like this. All right. I like it. Okay, we got this. Yes. All right, awesome. And here we are. And here we are. Let's go full screen here. Hold on. Let's go. Let's put this here. Let's put this here like that. Let's zoom in for you. And there we go. I love it. All right, hold on. Hey, have a great day. Have an awesome day. I'll see you tomorrow. I will look and see what I'm going to pick out for tomorrow, and I will put either a link to the artwork in the posts of my YouTube. I'll put a post. Let me rephrase that. I clearly didn't drink enough coffee this morning. I will put a post in my posts of an artwork that we're going to homage tomorrow. And then I'll also put it on the screen, and you're welcome to join along if you would like, and that would be fun. But first we're going to learn about the person, so I'm super excited to keep this going. So have a great day, and at this point, am I going to go on my 12:30 stream? It's already 12:13. I might do it at 1. I might skip it though. I'm not sure, because I need to eat some lunch now. So I may see you later, but I may not. I may see you tomorrow, but either way, I will see you. I'll be back here tomorrow at 10 a.m. with the next artist on our list of commercial artists of the 1800s. 1800s? 1800s. Yes. And hold on. We're going to say goodbye in 1 second. Because, you know, I have to be absolutely sure that that's what... 19th century. I knew there was a 19 in there somewhere. 19th century. That is the 1800s. Okay. All right. So have a great day, and I will see you either later today or tomorrow at 10 a.m. for Thomas Nast. He's a biggie. Looking forward to it, and I'll see you then. Bye.